2 weeks ago, LGBTQ Loyalty Holdings and Procure AM launched a new ETF, ticker symbol LGBT, on the NASDAQ. The fund is the first of its kind to incorporate LGBTQ community survey data into its approach, identifying the top 100 U.S. companies that most align with the community's goals. So how does it work, and how does it speak to the broader trend of ESG investing that has been red hot this year? Let's ask the man behind the new launch, Bob Toole, co-founder and president of Procure Holdings, plus Tom Lydon, CEO of ETF Trends. Tom, start with you. Your thoughts on this new fund?
Well, it's coming at the right time. We've got some great people behind it. As we mentioned earlier, Seema, when you have Congressman Barney Frank, you've got Martina Navratilova, you've got a real strong group of advocates for this, for the right time. And I think those things are going to be key and critical to what's going on in the future. If you get a spokesperson like Martina Navratilova or Barney Frank talking about the importance of these values within the corporate community, people will pay attention. And the way that this is set up to have the 100 largest companies that are behind these types of values, I think there's going to be a lot of pull for it. Bob,
you're the one who made and launched this fund. Tell us about it and the timing of this launch as well.
Well, the timing obviously is very good. We made sure that we tried to get the thing launched ahead of time, get the market, if you will, perceiving the index and the ETF to be of value to the community. And then I think the other thing is really important is that the members of the community are very loyal. And so there's a sentiment component to this index, which is kind of missing if you kind of just do your quantitative analytics associated with, traditional index construction methodology.
And I want to bring in Andrew McMorland, Managing Director at Wallach Beth Capital. Andrew, good to have you on ETF Edge today. Your thoughts on this intersection now, more younger clients, investors who perhaps are looking to match their social governance goals with investing.
Yep, and thanks, Seema. That should help a lot. It's good to be on. I also think if you're talking about young people, let's talk about the talent and where these people are going to work. I think that's an underlying thing that's going to drive this in the long-term future, right? So as an individual and as speaking to Wallach Beth, we're full supporters of equality in the workplace and in life for all people, right? Now, think about the CTF. If these companies are supporting no exclusions in a diverse workplace, well, they're going to attract top talent. And top talent means a company performs better. And that's really the kind of hidden thing in here that's going to drive better performance. There's a Nuveen survey that came out a few months ago that showed performance is actually the #1 factor in selecting an ESG investment. So, this should do quite well in the long term, given that. We're full supporters of it.
Bob, how did you decide which companies are prioritizing inclusion more than others? Is it looking at board representation, or are you going beyond that?
Well, let me just first respond to Andy's comment, because he's absolutely right. The index is currently outperforming the S&P 500 and has been since the day we launched it in November of 19. So the index itself is doing, I think, what it's supposed to do, and it's measuring people's sentiment towards companies and the values that they, in essence, exhibit to the marketplace. The structure started out with over 1,000 securities, and then the first thing we did was screen them for inclusion in ESG using the UN standards. And then the second thing is we went out and we contacted members of the community. We hired Harris Poll, and the Harris Poll staff went out and surveyed as many people as they felt would be statistically significant. And from that, we drove the weighting of the selections of the company.
Understood. Clearly a comprehensive process used.